That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it anyway. Anyway, we're in the map screen here. OFCRA is BLUFOR defending, and OPFOR is FNF, and they are attacking. We have a Colombian AO. Little tricky for this one. A lot of Colombian AOs, we usually see the offensive side winning in AOs like these because of the vast amount of forested area that can be utilized. Now, both sides also are going to have helicopter support with some armament on either side, and both sides are going to have AA capability with the form of an Igla or a Stinger. We'll point those out when we see them. It is a 3-sector defense. The sectors are in an open area. You've got all of this open area from the tree lines here that defenders are going to have to work with in just holding out all 3 sectors, but because this is a 60v60, we'll see if OFCRA decides to hold all 3 or just sacrifice one and hold the other 2. Honestly, just looking at the map here, Sector 3 and Sector 2 are looking particularly favorable in just making a really nice defensive line across a few hundred meters there. But OFCRA usually like to extend their defensive lines. They like to be aggressive in their defense, and we'll just have to see how that counters with FNF, which I know for a fact we're probably going to see some sort of pincer maneuver here or a large battle line going through this large tree line that's immediately next to their territory and coming in. They also have access to some BRDMs. I would easily see those rushing down in the open and then harassing BLUFOR from the get-go. Shadow, sorry to hear that. Hope your dad pulls through. Seriously, it's yeah, you know, for some people it affects them pretty hard. Some people, not so much. So I hope he's okay. Otherwise, as Dream deals with his pizza, let's go ahead and, I mean, we're just waiting for it to pass through. I think just going through everything. Looks like this mission file went through 4 iterations to get the balance right, which does make sense. There's a lot of assets on both sides. You guys can use the ! mission command to look over what has what in that sense. But all right, we're going to go ahead and look at BLUFOR. Oh my gosh, what the heck happened to my settings? Why is it like that?
What?
My render distance is completely scuffed. Give me a second. That's hilarious.
Liru, bad armor player.
My render distance is set to 6 meters.
Liru, bad armor player.
Well, 666, the devil's number. Here we are today, and we've got BLUFOR on the defenses. Huh? Oh, yeah, I interrupted your meeting. Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, yeah, hi. Yeah,
No,
I was your manager. Yeah, you're welcome.
Not again.
Okay, that's my apple juice. No, my apple juice. She just took my apple juice.
Good.
Bloodwing, say hi to everyone. She just put her pinky up and waved, going, So, it is good apple juice.
I hope she enjoys
Can I have my apple juice back? You
No.
bitch.
I hope you get no apple juice.
Yeah, well, I already drank most of it, but I guess. What do you think? I drank the other one like a week ago. It's good apple juice. Wherever you got it, go buy more of it. It's good shit.
Wow.
All right.
Why don't you go?
Anyway, I gotta work, boo. Okay.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm with Dream. He's like my manager. You know, it's not like when I messed with you while you were with your manager.
Yeah.
I mean, you're technically
a
a staff man, so yes, technically you manage me in this community.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm a manager.
You know what he did? He came up and gave me a kiss. I just had a time to mute myself because my mic is right next to my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have heard all of that, and then
Yeah.
he walked away. And you were like, "Oh hi," and then she started laughing when I told her that you said hi. And then
You work every day so hard. All right.
Obviously, I think you've answered this. Are you an apple juice man or an orange juice
Am
man?
I an apple juice man or orange juice man? When I was growing up, an orange juice man, but nowadays I'm an apple juice man.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I'm a changed man.
Especially you like going to get the Martinelli's.
Yeah.
Like the fancy
the good
glass.
shit.
I have to say orange juice all the way.
I think it's Martinelli's.
Dream says orange juice all the way. He's weird. We should shut him.
Oh no.
I'm not
Orange
weird.
Orange juice is like the
No,
dessert.
it's not. Orange juice is the best.
All right, boo. We have 8 minutes left on the description. I do have to start, okay?
Europe has better orange juice than
Europe does have better orange juice than America. Greek orange juice is indeed the shit. I've got some salmon defrosting upstairs, boo. I'll cook dinner after these rounds, okay? All right.
Can you cook me dinner?
All right. Love you, boo. All right. Now,
Cook me
let's
some dinner.
get this right. Yeah, if you want to come over, good luck getting here. But
On my
hey,
way.
all right. See you soon. Anyway, let's get back on track. So BLUFOR is OFCRA. We've got some pretty heavy hitters here from that community, but let's go ahead and go over their assets, gear, and then the player count. So we have 2 static M2s. They are the standing version, so those can be used to shoot at aircraft instead of the fixed angle what you get when they are the sitting down position. They got 2 Humvees that are up armored here with 50 cal guns as well. Multiple transport trucks, some additional transport Humvees. We see the AH-6 Little Bird here with a GAU-19. That is a 50 cal chain gun that can punch through the BRDMs, punch through enemy aircraft, whole 9 yards there. Some really, really good stuff on the field. The BLUFOR kits are your, what I like to call the vanilla of Friday Night Fights for BLUFOR, which is the Marine Marpat camo with the weaponry to match. So 5.56, M249s, M240 Bravos, Carl Gustavs, M72 Laws. We've got Vexen here with the Stinger, as I mentioned. Yes, that's why I call it Vanilla Falcon, because that's the normal loadouts, the vanilla of it, Goober. Anyway, Falcon's not here today because he was banned for friendly fire. Fun fact. See, he wasn't the one doing the friendly fire. We were just worried that if he came, he would be friendly fired. So we decided not to show up. Anyway, we have... I made that all up. I'm so sorry. Otherwise...
Thanks.
We have Carl Gustav, just a bunch of backpacks here. Limited magnified optics. I think that's only going to go to marksmen. Are we doing the old loadouts or the new loadouts for FNF?
No.
New. All right, so that means they do have an X-ray team, and it looks like Brewer and Ibnek are going to... No, only Brewer is the suppressed shooter. All right. And Sixor is going to be the 338 sniper. All right, now let's go ahead and see who OFCRA brought over to win. Falcon getting sent to her saying, fuck you. Love you too. Oh, Falcon's booting armor now. He's going to come in. Ooh, all right. Anyway.
Too late, we're full.
Oh, get wrecked, Falcon. Anyway, NASA is the commander here for OFCRA. No surprise there. He's my liaison for all OFCRA events. I do wish him luck today. But let's look at who he's got under him. Who has this man brought? Rizbo is 2IC, a great player there. Zicky is here leading the X-Ray team. He's got Sixor and Brewer, as I already mentioned. Ibanek and Seal Willem. Really, really good players there, especially Zicky. I will be really surprised if I don't see Zixme on today because he is a very, very... What, Dream?
Wake up! Woo! Sorry, continue.
What's TTS, Wolves? Okay, well, anyway, Bluck leading Alpha 1, Bob Winchester, Fact of the House Logic, Ivno, Demovar, Sky Online, and Nubas are all under him. Rigel is leading Alpha 2, Gotland, Roy DeCamper, Shea, Parthius, Lemur. I recognize all of these names. FAWR was brought in under Nanard with Bravo 1. Jonathan taking Tackle Fleece, Flip for Flat Murdy. There's Zixme. And Manshot. Pogo leading Charlie HQ with Juno, Benares, Barros, Nort, Ezio, Roland, and Dark Neo under him. SOF has brought a group under Charlie 2. We got McHell with Cheeseburger and Doyle under Delta HQ. And then Delta 1, we've got Despo, Sayek, Adamek, Vexen, Tymek. These are the names we see both in OFCRA and Friday Night Fights. I'm really curious in the fact that they chose to play under the OFCRA banner today instead.
Traitors.
They chose the winning team, Dream. I'm so sorry. TTS, text-to-speech? What do you mean by I turned off text-to-speech?
You stink.
I don't know what you mean by that. Turn it off, werewolves. Otherwise, we've got PHK and Garrett Hawk taking the AH-6 Little Bird. 2 pretty good pilots there, but we have some really good pilots in FNF of our own right. Yeah, but I know what's over there. So OPFOR is our FNF boys, and they've got a lot of really great vehicles. On the roster, it said they were BRDMs, but it looks like they were subbed out for BTR 80s. No, wait, we do see a BRDM here. All right, well, my information it was a little bit off, unfortunately. So we got 2 BTR 80s, a BRDM, multiple gases that you can turn out on. We have an armed gas. I'm seeing a little bit of some frame spikes here, but I think that's just... Oh, nope. Are you seeing that too, the little lag spikes there? That is a little worrisome. Otherwise, we have the Gaz here. The AGS has been unscripted, and we got an MI-8 for transport, and then a KA-52 with a big gun pod. Now, that is just going to be a 12.7 turret, but we'll see how things go. But G-Legs, Greg, is going to be the pilot one of the best pilots I've ever seen across Arma 3. So we'll see.
Since he got that slot.
I know, right? He's going to be fighting.
I told him that if he goes down and crashes immediately, I'm going to laugh in his face.
I will laugh at him too, but he's fighting PHK and Garrett. I would say the cream of the crop of OFCRA pilots as well. So this is going to be a pretty cool-ass air fight. Again, the KA-52 having the superior engine, but the Little Bird having the superior mobility. It makes for some excellent fights.
Oh yeah, if Greg gets shot down at all during this entire event, he's banned.
Okay, wow, FNF taking the stick out for reinforcing the fact that they don't lose today.
Only Greg,
Hot
only Greg.
damn, only Greg. Ay. All right, I mean, that's coming from an FNF staff member, the Badman, if you will, himself. So, whew, a little worried about that. More worried about the little desync spikes we're seeing. But otherwise, OPFOR is what I like to call the vanilla for Actually, no, they're not. They have the Alton helmets. Wow, they're breaking out all the fancy shit. Dream. I know it's FNF's home territory, but giving them the Alton helmet and the Gorkas here, all the really fancy kits, don't you think that's a little biased?
I didn't make this mission.
You didn't make this mission, you say?
I didn't make this mission.
Who wins it? The server shits itself. We refund all the points, and I claim that I won.
No, I won.
Dream, you might win.
We 1v1 again.
We 1v1? No, I don't need a 1v1. You already won. Anyway,
1v1
looks like
again,
Rod
I
is
win.
taking the Igla. And let's just hope this desync cleans up, because I really do want to see this round. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look at the roster here. Who is commanding Shy? Not one of the top commanders, I would say. Definitely like the tier below that. Still commands all the time.
He commanded last week.
He commanded, I know, he commands very, very often, but I was expecting a different name to take it, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I really want to see what Shy from AA does here. Artisan under him as his 2IC. We've already got some people loading up in the MI8. I think that's a death trap, considering the enemy has a Little Bird to work with, but Stark is going to be leading the X-Ray group. We got Banks taking an AS Val. When the fuck did OPFOR get AS Vals? Skipper gets an AS Val too?
We had a generous donation from an unknown businessman.
I've never seen AS Vals. Oh my gosh, they skewed every little thing to FNF's favor, didn't they? Holy shit. All right, who's the sniper that's going to be Dryden? But yeah, it's bias is a little skewed to FNF's favor with those Alton helmets and those AS Vals, eh?
He can't hear me. I stole Liru's credit card.
Yeah, that explains why my credit card's out of my wallet. That actually is slightly concerning, but regardless, Op has started. Gonna break down the rest of the roster. Olaf leading Alpha HQ with Fred and Vlad under him. Tali, Green Thumb, Nordic Prophet, Leia, Navy, and Spike ERP from AA under Alpha 1. Resurge, Hitaru, Adrian from the 17th RB, and Patriot filling under Alpha 2. Probably just a bunch of Centaur players that have filled in.
I just want to say it's again, Scandi Recon are ahead of the pack right now and are about to run into BLUFOR Alpha. So are we going to see a repeat of last week?
Oh, yeah, so apparently...
Wiped out?
Yeah. Oh, dear. 50 cal opens up on Scandi Recon's car. They are forced to turn left as a barrage of fire heads down. Iander and Nemesis get hit. Oh, Yanni goes in the air. Lots of smoke deployed. 3 Scandi Recon members down. Going through the rest of the roster, UTG has shown up. Papega Pirates under Kane has shown up as well. Wow, really veteran players today. 29th ID have showed up under Norris France. We got 1 RCC that's shown up. G-Legs taking the KA-52. Schnuffles taking the MI-8. And we got 1 RW with Lusod taking Gamma 1 for that BRDM. But all right, we got a lot of OPFOR here. They are stuck in a little bit of a pickle here as they are under a heavy amount of fire. I'm going to be honest, I saw this coming. OFCRA, when they're put in a defensive angle, will be aggressive with their defense. I mean, look at where their units are completely deployed out in every possible way OPFOR could attack from. And they are just getting slaughtered here. Azariah died first in the first round last week. He is the first dead in the second round. OFCRA just seems to be able to counter Scandi Recon and Papega Pirates' aggression in every round that's gone on so far. Granted, it's only been 2 rounds, but we're about to see Alpha 2, some heavy hitters from OFCRA, move in for the kill. to try to sweep. Oh no, it looks like actually OPFOR is pulling a lot of their forces back here. And we've got the air battle going on. KA-52 tries to get a swipe on the helicopter. I'm noticing PHK is the only one in that heli. I don't know where his assistant went. We also got Cheeseburger on the mortar. Might start seeing some mortar shells land into this area here, as now we got Alpha 2 pushing in here. A few OPFOR members are caught in the open. No, we have a mortar strike land, and that knocks Rog out.
We have just Spartak dead as well. I think you said that already. The little bird is chasing down Greg.
It's trying, but it doesn't have a powerful enough engine that KA-52 is going to be able to turn over and potentially do another dangerous strike. The little bird needs to utilize its maneuverability to juke the attack, similar to a bull runner with a steed there. And then as soon as it turns to the side, then it needs to turn and just empty its GAU-19 pod into him. But otherwise, we got Alpha 2 for BLUFOR coming in. Zad is eliminated by Ivno. Rigel on the support there, getting some double taps.
Here comes Artisan and Shy, who are just running straight up to an Alpha 2 team in their truck.
We've got Scania Recon and AA trying to push a counter attack here. And the BRDM also pushing in the open as well, immediately taking fire from that 50 cal.
Shy and Artisan coming up. Alpha 2, even though they are kind of surrounded right now, have just decimated these ranks.
Both helicopters now coming back into the AO here. Looking at the roster, Shay and Parthius are down. OPFOR, meanwhile, has lost, and we already mentioned Azariah, they've lost Zat, Spartak. It still could be anyway, but the BRDM goes up in flames. Taken out by the 50 cal of, I believe, the Humvees uphill by Alpha 1. Airstrike coming in. But the KA-52 is trying to come back in. It's probably going to try to chase down that little bird. Alpha 2 for BLUFOR are in trouble here, as we're starting to see that Scandi Recon aggression with a lot of additional forces here trying to come in to encircle this BLUFOR group. KA-52 coming in. It's going to try to hunt down that little bird. Little bird ducks and stays outside of that perimeter there. Meanwhile, Charlie HQ for OPFOR trying to push up. They're going to run into the entirety of Charlie for BLUFOR, potentially. Oh, might get outnumbered there. BLUFOR having a lot of options. They're pushing.
It is for
their Humvees. Yeah, I do want to see what Papega's capable of. I mean, Charlie 2 is kind of out in the open here.
Nick is the furthest ahead. Has he actually seen any of them? He might see Kakir. Oh, I think he did. I think he just caught him.
More mortars landing on this T intersection. BLUFOR doing a really, really good job with that mortar, but OPFOR is already repositioning their forces here. We have the MI8. It's been forced to land the forces on the top right of the map, not wanting to trust anywhere that OFCRA could have deployed. That is a good call, and the two helicopters otherwise are still dicking around to the north. Little Bird coming back into the AO. KA-52 seems to have lost its prey for now.
Yanni downed at the moment. Ivno, I think, just got back up. And an RPG goes out at Vlad, who's in the BTR. And Ivno taking down the BTR. And the gunner inside it, I think.
Yep, it's now smoking. He's going to pull back. This BLUFOR force has done a significant job of holding OPFOR well away from the sectors. And as I predicted, BLUFOR is not going to choose to cover Sector 1. They're just going to cover Sectors 2 and 3 because it forms a really good perimeter. Meanwhile, at the Charlies, Papega bypassing where BLUFOR has set up their lines. We do have Novix here just pulling security. Hasn't seen any of the BLUFOR members yet through the thick jungle, but it looks like BLUFOR is starting to push north to potentially cut off Papega from the rest of the force coming in.
Oh, PHK is now actually chasing down Greg, and Greg's going to lead him straight to the
MI8. Little Bird pulls away, not wanting to deal with two targets at once.
Does that MI8 actually have any weapons on its side?
No, but you don't want to be in that position because the communication of those two helicopters gives them an advantage in trying to track you down.
Have been probably the, like, I know it hasn't been that long, but Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 have probably been the best so far.
Yeah.
They've been able to take down so many units and only losing pretty much squad bar 2. Now
Block and Patriot exchanging grenades. Bob Winchester getting a flake on Nafs. Nafs attempts to return fire.
So Delta 1 moves straight into that Charlie BLUFOR force.
Both decide to flank around, but Nafs is picked off by Ivno. Now you got the Charlie forces now engaging with each other. Papega now pushing the flank. AT going in, missing the BTR.
Flux and Novix back down, just to say everyone in Scanny Recon is dead by Yanni and Nem. Yanni's been down for a while though, so...
Dog 4 pushing the flank. Finds a BLUFOR member. Finds a second BLUFOR member that gets picked off by Nordic. Good 2-for-1 there.
Oh, King.
Numbers mean everything because this isn't even 60v60 at this point.
Mikhail dead, 4 Papega Pirates. King, I think, just took someone out and is now trying to take out Pogo, and he does.
Pogo getting picked off at the end of King's Magazine there. A really great encirclement by Papega because that BLUFOR group ran into Delta 1 and Delta 2. Go ahead.
Carabiner could have the best shot on King right now.
Nort gets taken out. Carabiner knocks King out. There he is. Slayed. But this BLUFOR group hasn't been as effective as the other one because Papega was in a perfect position to practically encircle. Looking on the other side, though, OPFOR's number advantage has significantly been snuffed.
But Scanny Recon have not even been able to push the halfway point between these sectors, and this just goes to show the brilliance of OFCRA's defensive capabilities. Because you never really see in FNF, normal FNF, we never really see
more mortars coming in.
We never really see a full-out defense where they try and advance forward. So right now, OFCRA are playing tactics that FNF players have never really seen, and it's working out perfectly for them. Moving over to Greg. Greg's still flying around. PHK also still flying around, but Greg has had to take so much time on this little bird that he hasn't actually been able to help the force out at all.
Yeah. And the last member of BLUFOR, Charlie, was just taken out. And that flank is now secure, but all my attention is now going to be on the Alphas fighting because BLUFOR, good God, have done a lot. They're even carrying a casualty back.
Yeah,
Green Thumb taking out his security.
That's the stuff you never see in FNF. I think OFCRA know the importance of numbers.
I mean, just looking at the casualty list here, you got Charlie completely wiped, a little bit of Alpha. Oh, looks like someone just tried to push BLUFOR, but they were taken out. But look at OPFOR's roster here. Slightly more skulls. Could still go either way, but if this Alpha group for BLUFOR is able to turn this around... BLUFOR, actually, they just lost quite a few additional guys under Alpha. They're down to 3 dudes and then a 4th flanking around. Looks like there was a nice turnaround there for OPFOR.
The AA have come out and done some pretty good... It's done a pretty good job here.
Looks like BLUFOR might be pulling some of its groups back. The group on the bottom left that was there for security in case of a helicopter landing is now pulling back to the final defensive lines.
Yanni here moving in for a flank along with Nemesis. Wanting to get revenge for their people.
They find Ivno. Rigel now coming up. Drops Yanni. Nemesis now coming over to flank.
Really nice shot. Nemesis moving around.
Isn't able to land the killing blow, right? Wow. There's the double tap. Regal is one of the best players in OFCRA.
That was a bit of a comeback from Titans, if you remember. Actually, I don't think you were there for those ones. Not entirely sure.
Not for the OFCRA communities versus FNF Titan rounds, no. But we got mortar rounds now landing on OPFOR Delta's position with the remains of Charlie. It was a very close round. We'll see if more mortars come down on that position. But I think the mortar at this point could be a good turnaround point for BLUFOR to still utilize. They have the number advantage. Their right flank for BLUFOR has bypassed the fact that 4IB is riding the edge of the map. Really smart call there by Stark leading that position.
Yeah, I have to say, OFCRA have come out and done a job here with such sort of smaller squads. I will admit the numbers looking at the sectors now are a little bit low, except for Bravo 2 and Platoon HQ. But I think it is so confused. Like everyone is quite confused and a bit shell shocked at the moment that OFCRA don't really have to do much.
I mean, this has been.
Defend.
Was it a 10-minute safe start or a 15-minute safe start?
It was 10 minutes.
Yeah, so this was only in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous. 2 major firefights already done in the first 12 minutes. I mean, for OFCRA or FNF standard, that is very, very significant. But OFCRA, they definitely wanted to send a message with this second round, and I think they've sent it at this point.
So who have got these Iglas then? Because I think that's another reason why Greg is so scared to come over.
I forget who had what. I think, yeah, T5 Rod has the Igla. He's in Delta, and then BLUFOR, I believe, under their Delta would have the Igla as well. That, I think, is Vexen. Okay, A52 is actually going to fly over Delta right now, but from that forested area, I don't think they're going to find an angle to actually eliminate it. He's got the Stinger out, but yeah, the forest is too thick. 52 is trying to run that little bird down, that's why.
Yeah, but I think Greg's been focusing on that way too much. And you're right, this pilot, PHK, has just been...
He's doing a bit of a turn here. This is going to give Greg an opportunity, but he does a knife cut under him and just flies in the opposite direction. They're baiting him, though. If they can get Delta to the edge of the tree line here for AA, because look, they're all mounted up in the truck right now, and if they keep him in that open area, they could get a lock on him, but I think Greg understands that. He's flaring and immediately trying to get out of that position, realizing his mistake.
They're trying to get him to go over and like any positions they have, because they have the 250 cal statics.
All right, BLUFOR has pulled their 3 remaining guys from Alpha back. I think they're going to take the one, if not both, 50 cal Vicks just to bring them back. Or are they just going to leave them? Interesting.
So looking at the communities that have been completely wiped, Scandi Recon being one of them, Vega Pirates been
heavy casualties.
Wiped. Some of their best players being taken up, but they do still have Guy Fieri. No Armored Jesus tonight. I don't think he was at the last one either.
Is he not your mom's best friend?
Oh, he might be your mom's best friend.
Because I know he changes his name sometimes.
He might be. I'm not entirely sure. Stathenberg dead for the Golf 1. I think both Golfs at this point are they're both... Oh no, there you go. Vega Pirates loading back into their BTR.
SOF's
now.
been wiped.
Zeus and 1RCC, who are around in D2, are all up and running. But we have lost some big people.
8 key, I think these were hand-picked players on both sides for a 60v60.
I mean, who could have...
But you're going to have to ask a staff.
That's wow.
I saw OFCRA doing some early defensive lines right on OPFOR's positioning, but I was not expecting it to play that savagely. Both sides had a decisive victor. The only difference is the Alpha fight. BLUFOR stayed in there a little too long, raining in mortars. But that allowed for OPFOR to redeploy some of the infantry and then just do a massive counterattack, and that's why BLUFOR's pushed back now. So OPFOR is able to get back some of that number advantage, but I think now it's going to lie in how effective the remaining mortar shells are for OFCRA, the air support.
I think, yeah, FNF's chances really high heavily on Greg and that KA-50 here. But Delta have officially left the tree line, so
52.
Any pushes from the KA-50 now are going to be met with some very dangerous weaponry. I'm not entirely sure how many Iglas it takes for the KA-50 to go down.
We got BLUFOR. Some of the Czech guys for BLUFOR right next to where OPFOR is pushing their units, but they're going to continue down the area here. I don't think they're going to dismount there. I think they're just riding the tree line. And I'm not sure if BLUFOR has any AT here. I think this is their recon squad, actually.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a beautiful turn for the recon team here, especially since now they're actually going to dismount very close to them. And I think OFCRA will wait for a push to happen on the sector until they actually decide to do anything.
So I think OPFOR is repositioning this route because they just had recon go this way, not realizing recon literally rode the edge of the map. And now I think that is making Shy think that that entire section's clear to move his forces on that route. Meanwhile, he's airlifting the other side with the MI8. A very risky call, because if that Little Bird catches that MI8 out of position, it's gonna be a lot of trouble. Especially since the Little Bird just buzzed the OPFOR position there. We're seeing the Gaz now trying to open fire on it. And BLUFOR Recon is maneuvering around from the north.
Almost.
A live count. I can't give you an exact count because we don't get exact counts on the left side, but definitely more players alive on BLUFOR, but only barely. It's still pretty even.
Hotel 1 is just playing with its food now. BLUFOR.
Legs is very comfortable flying at that angle. Right now, though, Delta's at the edge of the tree line.
Yeah, I don't
Will
think
they? Where's
They
Vex?
realized just in time.
Yep. Tries to do a dagger cut on him, but the Little Bird is able to outmaneuver. And he quickly pulls away because he doesn't want to stay in that area for too long, at risk of getting hit by the Stinger.
I think that's the stopping part.
Modernist, there's no way to do it.
Greg
it's a honor system, but it's really easy to tell when people are cheating or stream sniping.
In the back of his head saying, hey, I really gotta be careful here. Hotel 1 just baiting out all the OPFOR right now.
MI8 right now is actually being kept in reserve. Really risky, but they're just relying on keeping the Little Bird in place here. I'm trying to look where in Delta... Where's T5 Rod? He's in the tree line over to the left. He's not really going to be able to find a good angle. He's got to get on the edge of the tree line to potentially shoot down that Little Bird. But if they take the Little Bird out, then they'll have full air superiority and they can maneuver that MI8 wherever they need to. Speaking of, that MI8 is airborne now. They left a few UTG guys behind. They do have a transport truck to utilize, but I wonder what the plan is with that.
Delta 2 has just been chasing this Little Bird, and they are pulling themselves into really dangerous locations. Who is it? It's Mihai and Swallow. And now they're being shot at by the position.
Yep.
Ooh. That's Stark taking... No, it's Dryden. Dryden's the sniper. Dryden's starting to take his shots now.
Yeah, the snipers are going to be very, very critical here. They're both in really good positions to potentially harass the other side. If they can rack in a few early kills, that could help sway the favor.
Oh, here comes Greg, but he's going...
He's trying, but the Little Bird maneuverability's beating him here. He's running out of room. Wait, he finds an angle.
Oh.
Gets some hits. PHK doing a really good dagger cut there. Tries to go on the offensive, but Legs is booking it. Holy shit!
Holy shit. What? Oh, he must have cracked his fuel.
Boxes
Yeah,
go flying.
He must have cracked his fuselage.
Wow. Damn.
Damn. What a shot by Greg.
That was a really good shot.
Yeah.
The damage looks superficial, but...
Went inside, no beeping, so it's a crack for fuselage and it just took flame.
Damn.
Well, there you go. Superior piloting display there by Greg. But now, is he gonna get a bit too overzealous now? And
They
start
still
moving
have
in?
to worry about that ground AA. But if they can take care of that, Legs is going to have total air superiority. But on platforms like that, he can rack up a few kills if he is guided where the player base is heavy. And I mean, this defensive position at Sector 3 is looking mighty fine for an airstrike. This also gives the MI8 the opportunity to deploy those additional forces. They're going to deploy on the back line of, I think, the rest of where Recon's pushing in. They're trying to scout around for Sector 1. Here comes that airstrike. No, he's doing a Recon display. Completely pulls off. I think he's trying to see where that Steiner's going to fire from. Vex immediately trying to get out to find an angle, but he's already gone. Sniper, meanwhile, still harassing, but it looks like he was found. Murdy immediately shooting and gets taken out.
What a shot there.
I believe that was Murdy. With a freaking CCO 68 sight. My fucking god. Still have BLUFOR Recon trailing the OPFOR line here.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for a push to for Red 4 to start a push and go out into the open.
Bait him in the open where there's little to no cover. That's a good call. I could also potentially see the suppressed shooters on the back line picking off a few guys when the moment arises, but I think the suppressed guys are actually still in the back line with the sniper himself. Interesting. Airstrike coming in on Alpha's position. I think they shot at the vehicles. This might be an angle that Vex can use, but he's already away.
Unless he comes back around.
If the KA-52 maintains its speed, I think if it comes from this angle, the Steiner's not going to be able to get a lock because it's going to be within the minimum lock range, and Vex could potentially whiff the shot on accident. We do have those two UTG members now coming in from the north. Here comes that helicopter. It's going to do a dive. Vex, he doesn't see it yet, so he doesn't pull it out. There it is. He might find an angle here. No, he just doesn't see it in time.
Yeah, he turns off. I don't know if Greg's getting lock beeps. Oh, I just noticed the X-ray guys do start engaging from behind.
Yes, they did.
It seems Red 4 were about to start a push. Now they're all folding back.
And artillery starting to range in. OPFOR, I think that's a good call. Just use your number advantage and eliminate what you can.
Yeah, but X-ray's job here will just to be whittle them down as much as they possibly can.
Yes, but as BLUFOR now holds OPFOR in place here, they could range mortar shots in. 6-4 takes fire from two separate directions. Quickly tries to go prone.
Makes it out.
Smoke being popped, I believe that was Brewer to try to cover 6-4 here. He's now being suppressed. A lot of smokes going out. I'm waiting to see the artillery start raining in.
Oof.
You got OPFOR X-ray pushing on. They see that Sector 1 is blank. They're going to leave that for something else. More flares just went down by G-Legs. And I'm seeing a lack of a player here on BLUFOR. Who was just picked off?
I don't know.
Ziki was the first picked off. Yeah. Wow, that's unexpected. Then again, we're seeing a lot of the big names getting hit early.
Ziki pushed out far, and I think he got a kill or two.
Mihai spotted by Ibnek and gets picked off by Ib.
Ooh.
It's Ilbanek, but I always pronounce it wrong. I never pronounce the L.
Seal is actually running straight back right past Platoon. Oof, that would have been.
Platoon trying to seal the gap here.
Oh, I think Greg spotted Delta. He's actually moving straight away, straight up from them now.
Yeah, it looks like Delta folded in to... No, are they to the south? Yeah, they're to the south now.
I think Vexen needs to just take a chance on it. And stay out in the open. Because if he keeps pulling back into the...
If he keeps pulling back, he's not going to have the angle that he needs to get the time to lock in on everything. The round has definitely slowed down OPFOR being very defensive with their remaining forces. That's because BLUFOR has that numbers advantage, so they can afford throwing a few units in to harass OPFOR in the line here. So because it was a 10-minute safe start time, still 50 minutes for the entire round, right? So the 60-minute mark will be the end. So we still have about 22 minutes remaining.
I mean, Red Force still do have a pretty decent chance here, especially with that K-50 still in the sky. So I think as soon as that goes, it will be a huge problem.
UTG guys, they've gone back, taken 2 gases, and they're trying to bring them up to the front line now. I don't know if OPFOR is planning a rush.
X-Ray have been spotted on their push, which is not great for them because they have little to no cover. They only have to
crawl
bushes.
it.
Yeah, but they're being spotted now.
Yep.
Banks being spotted, popping a smoke
Quickly
next
pop
to
some
him.
smoke. AA was just fired. That gets a hit on the MI8.
Oh, they fired the MI8.
I think that was just baiting out where the AA was, to be perfectly honest. He should be able to do a controlled landing. He's got a lot of room for it. He just has to bleed speed. He doesn't bleed the speed. And he dies. Okay. Well, sure.
Did he also get fuel? Or did he smash
No,
to the
he
ground?
smashed into the ground.
Very nice.
I guess he just lost, like, pure control of it. AA just fired again. And it looks like it was flared off. Yep, lands to the right under the helicopter. I don't know how much more AA they have, but that's 2 rockets. Dream, do you know how much they were given? That was probably mentioned.
Probably like 2 or 3. I think, if you think of it from an AT's point of view, I think they typically have about 3, including the one in their in their silo. So I'm going to say it's 3.
Legs is definitely baiting out those shots so he can have total control of this AO. And that's a very good call to make. Got 20 minutes remaining, but a lot can happen in 20. We already saw a lot happen in 12.
And that's Banks dead for the X-Ray team. I think they tried to be stealthy, but not remembering that grass in armor is cringe.
Yeah,
and
that's one
doesn't
way to
appear.
put it. Okay.
But it is cringe. It doesn't appear from like a certain amount of meters.
Just had an artillery shell land way off course, like right next to the base. I don't know what they were doing with that, and it sounds like they're doing a reload on it now. I think they were given the wrong grid ref, and they're aiming east when they should be aiming south. So a little bit of miscommunication. OFCRA's line. They've got McLean looking out there, wondering what's going on.
Oh, I think Red 4 are starting to be in the push. Luso being the front man with his AA. I think they're all a bit scared to start pushing though.
Ooh. I think G-Legs just picked someone off. Yeah, he killed Nubas in the M2 car. He was the gunner and didn't have a lot of armor on the top and was just taken out. Meanwhile, OPFOR, they just lost another guy in that recon team. That, I believe, was Turk. Yeah, OPFOR is pretty much pinned at this rate. All right, so in all honesty, OPFOR, in terms of the bulk of their force right now, if they were to charge Sector 3 and Sector 2, numbers-wise, they have the advantage here because BLUFOR still has a lot of forces spread outside of the AO. That gives BLUFOR room, though, to counterattack via flanking the enemy's attack and just encircle and eliminate them. Actually, I don't think they have the forces to encircle anymore, but at least a flank attack would stop OPFOR from advancing. and take them out. So I don't think FNF is in a good spot right now. I can see why they were bringing those vehicles around, because they're probably going to just try to charge in the open with the BTR and the aircraft covering. But at this rate, we need to see Legs just do some strikes on the fortified positions to get BLUFOR off of them so OPFOR can push in. I think they're also going to try to follow the route Recon did, if not take the one a little to their northeast instead and utilize those trees. But again, it's really, really open to move up here. We need to see something else happen. Yep, that's the gas. Flip for Flap and Tackle are on it. Rizbo also firing in. It's OFCRA reminding them that they're still there, as I think they're pushing into Sector 1, that's why. But from Sector 1, there's not really any good way to move to Sector 2 and 3. You got a little bit of concealment and cover here with the trees. I think that's going to be your best bet. Actually, no, it doesn't look that bad as I thought. There's a little bit of low ground to work with, too. And BLUFOR doesn't really have good eyes on that line of advance either. That could be OFCRA's Achilles heel there. But there's Sector 1 being captured.
But now they're going to know they're there.
And as if on cue, we're seeing Delta 1 for BLUFOR starting to move in northeast to try to flank this OPFOR attack.
So Greg's actually in a position right now. Vexen doesn't see him, but he might have actually been able to get a lock there.
Bleeding altitude. Does X-Ray still have their sniper up? I just saw a shot go out.
Which side? No, they shouldn't.
No, it might have been Skipper just firing, or Stark. Stark now laying down, he's playing dead. Ooh, shot's going right over his head.
How could they see him from there?
I think someone shot in that direct. I saw OPFOR shoot, and then BLUFOR started firing back.
They just got almost a perfect shot on Stark.
Yeah, they're firing right over him. It's Skipper firing. He's trying. Knocks him out!
How has he seen him there?
I mean, if you look on his perspective, you can see a line where the grass stops rendering. In all honesty. So I think he sees him.
I'm not going to say too much, but I'm currently getting messages. Not going to go into too much detail. Yeah, I think it's just the grass.
Yeah, this is all flat. There's no hill here.
Oh,
if anything, it's going slightly uphill. So that's why he's able to see him.
No, Greg doesn't do anything.
I think he's just trying to identify where the targets are. He's going to then come around for an attack run. Yep, he's lining up a dive. Is he? Yeah, you got Alpha now flanking that position. They're going to probably come in and eliminate the rest of X-Ray here.
Ooh, Greg's flying right over Delta.
Getting a little bit of blue on blue as Bravo firing down at Alpha's position. Is Leg out of ammo?
Nah, surely not.
There's no way. A little worried, though. I think BLUFOR X-Ray is out of position at this point. OPFOR has been pushing ahead, but look at BLUFOR Delta. They're in a perfect position to come up and harass the rear as you're seeing these massive infantry pushes by OPFOR. We've got an OPFOR group and a Gaz coming around, trying to back up X-Ray potentially. I think this is a bad call by OPFOR. They should have used the low ground in between Sector 1 and Sector 3 to move up. That would have let them get right on top of the sector. Instead, they're picking the open areas. What is this tactic?
Chad. Lucia's trying to fucking igloo out.
Antax with the M2. Yeah, no freaking surprise. Why are you in an open field? There was a position of cover you could have used to...
Did you see Lusop?
No.
Lusop was holding out an igloo.
Oh, on the... Yeah, and they got picked off right there. Oh my god, the BTR just slaughtered somebody. Who was also on top of a hay bale, completely open and exposed. Surprised that M2 isn't firing at the BTR right now. Oh, they're repositioning it. Antix is about to get a great line on that BTR.
Even missed.
Wow, 18 missed, but here comes the M2. As the BTR now pulls back. Is this a feint? No. G-Leg's now coming in, trying to do some surgical strikes here. And this mobility of UTG bringing up those 2 extra gases has left Delta 1 for BLUFOR in the dust here, as now OPFOR is perpetuating their attack. Skipper finding and eliminating block, and Rigel was already knocked unconscious. Great call stopping that. OPFOR still has a good chance. Less than 12 minutes remain. BTR now firing. Antix goes prone, he was hit. And G-Leg's using that air superiority to do more surgical strikes here.
If the BTR shoots is 12.7, is this 12.7? No, 14 by 5.
Should be shooting 14.5 by now.
If BTR shoots 14 by 5 at that M2, it would destroy it.
Yeah. Even with sustained 7.62, it would destroy it. I mean, just look at all the blood at the bottom of that. It's clearly been getting a lot of hits there. Just look at that. Look at that. Oh. Oh, God.
I think Cheeseburger's trying to line up a shot here.
The 10-minute hold. Vince was coming up. He just got eliminated by the Sector 3 garrison. From what I've seen, the Sector 3 garrison has been some of the best troops OFCRA has. That in the original Alpha group. There's a 50-minute call. So, what was it, a 55-minute round?
Must have been, I don't know.
Huh. Vince getting picked off again. So if it's 15 minutes, there's no choice, but BLUFOR's gonna have to win here. Yep.
One attacking from behind. I think they took one out there.
Knocked out Gates. This is AA.
Well.
Artillery completely overranged there. GL's also underranged. Hey, Lolo, Hypno, how you guys doing? Little bit of Pepega trying to push sector on their own at 3. Antix actually woke back up. I'm impressed by that.
Jeez.
It's been hit so many freaking times. So we have BLUFOR Recon now joining up with Delta 1. Artisan taking cover behind a box here. We hear shots going overhead. That is BLUFOR X-Ray firing at him from the rear. Artisan hears those shots whizzing over his head. I think AA was just fired. That would have been Vex's last rocket, and it was a miss. Pepega looks like they load up the BTR. They're not pushing back. Not realizing they're being engaged on the rear. We're also having Shy walking up on his own. Sixor getting behind Artisan here. He's looking for him. Artisan trying to flank Delta 1. Gets spotted by Sixor. Evades him. Artisan then turns around, puts some blind fire, but Vexen turns around and takes him out. Ouch. OPFOR now trying to engage from every little direction they can. G-Legs flying low. Can't seem to find any targets. He needs to switch sectors at this point. A lot of blind suppression from OPFOR here. They're going for an encirclement strategy. The one issue with that, though, is one of those parts of the encirclement are being attacked from the rear. That's something they got to be worried about. I think BLUFOR's mortar is out of ammo by now.
Oh, here comes Stark and Skipper about to make entry into Sector 2, I think it is.
Interesting that X-Ray's leading the charge, but we got Stark leading. He's stolen a BLUFOR serviceman's rifle.
Oh,
Grenade knocking Ethan to his feet.
How do you knock someone to their feet?
With a grenade, that's how.
No, you knock them to their knees.
Another grenade goes in this compound that's gonna leave Ethan's head exposed. More damage done.
Focusing on nades right now.
GL's going in. Wow.
I think Red 4 is so split up now.
This could work to Delta One's advantage if they're quick. Stark, meanwhile, breaching in. Looks through the window. Doesn't see anyone. Sees someone else, takes him out. Quickly folds back. Skipper now on the other side. Takes out Baku and Ethan, but he gets unluckily headshotted and knocked out himself. Stark getting the double taps.
Stark can get in there and help him out. Oh, but McHale is looking straight down that area. Skipper wakes back up. He doesn't actually get Ethan.
Switches to his handgun. There's the double tap. Swola's driven up. 3 members jump out. Grenade was thrown over the wall.
Platoon HQ Shy is crawling his way up into Sector 3 right now.
Oh my god, OPFOR with the one-offs here. I think Fleesh spotted him.
No, he didn't.
No way he didn't. Oh god, Shy picked the worst time to get up.
No, I don't think so. Fleesh saw him.
No, Fleesh saw him. He totally saw him.
I don't know, man. Oh my god, what's going on?
What?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, Fleesh is...
And then he's taken out, but a good call right there. Ash almost taken out, saved by Stark and Skipper, coming into this building, taking out McCall. NASA taking out Ash as he pulls away. OPFOR just went incredibly mobile here. You've got Delta One harassing the rear of OPFOR, but that's allowing the rest of OPFOR's encirclement group to push in and take this sector. I think OPFOR now has that number advantage.
Oh, I think NASA just came up behind.
Stark,
Stark and Skipper and took Stark out.
But Skipper was able to save him. AS Vals are fucking deadly. I cannot believe OPFOR has 2 for this round. I've never seen that in FNF. It's a little mean, in my opinion.
I mean, like,
OFCRA is coming. All right, break out the AS Vals. My God. I mean, BLUFOR Delta is just slaughtering OPFOR AA. The community. Spiky knocking out Syac. Olaf trying to take out Vexan. Oh, Olaf getting the kill. So AA repelling the remains of Delta. You still got one guy back here. Spiky getting shot out by Sixor.
We have Olaf.
Got Doyle here. Last man standing in the sector. A lot of shots going from so many different directions. They try to suppress Cyrus.
Doyle is doing everything here.
Oh my gosh, a satchel just went off on the barns and took out a BLUFOR guy. No, that was Swola. He threw a satchel in the barn and killed the BLUFOR guy.
Shit.
Oh my god.
You have Skip and Kay moving in. Kay searching everywhere. He's gonna walk into the... He might catch Doyle healing here. What's Kay doing? Oh, Kay's healing.
You know, I didn't think FNF would be able to pull off this offense going through those open areas, but they just rushed in. There goes Doyle.
Texas been captured, and with one guy left on the objective, it is all for FNF to win here.
OPFOR sweeping around. Doyle could still wake back up and get some revenge. We're seeing Ibnek charging in. A very bad call there. He's in the open. He quickly tries to roll into the bush. Yep.
Stark player of the... Okay, no, you continue. You're actually doing important things.
So BLUFOR has proactively pushed a few guys in the defensive line between those two sectors to try to stall them. BLUFOR's definitely playing for a stall game here. You saw X-Ray try to fold in to reinforce the remains of the sector, but they were picked off because they went in the open here. Manchoke camp in the corner with that 240 Bravo, but Cake here and Vince double team him and get the headshot. Meridian flip for Flap. Now on the other side of this fortification, looking around, they heard those gunshots. Both men are picking a side.
So I think here I have to say Stark has been the player of the game for FNF, and just a player of the game for the entire game. And and he gets another kill. And
wow.
I think AA have been the community of this game. AA have been taking names. Oh, Stark sees flip. Oh.
Wow.
Stark
This man has been on a fucking mission.
Stark is so
Oh god,
sexy.
Skipper knocks out Vince thinking he was hostile.
Stark
Whoops.
is so sexy. Here comes Red Ram and Rock coming in. There's one more kill. Come on.
The Leg's trying to get the kill for himself. Unable to line the shot. He knocks out the generator instead.
Look at Stark.
Stark's running in. He wants it. Might get the opportunity here. As Jonathan kills that one guy. Stark going for the kill here. Red Ram still blind. Stark wants it. He wants that VIP title for this round. He wants it bad.
Stark, run.
Jonathan crawling under the car. Stark checks under the car and kills Jonathan. My fucking god, I have to agree with you. Stark started this attack from that angle, started making BLUFOR fold their lines in, and he just sweeped both of those sectors with the remains of 4IB and clutched it for FNF. I don't think FNF would have won if Stark wasn't able to push up with that.